Kelpieone here on Stainedglasscuts. I started thinking about what you could make using just a single layer of glass back with my video, Stained Glass Suncatcher, how to make a sand dollar. Then again with another video, Stained Glass Donut Shape, how to make one. But what else can you do with a single layer of glass in the kiln? The first thing I was taught when learning about fusing glass is that you must use 2 layers of glass. But I've discovered a few things you can make using single layers of glass. In this video, I'll show you what I've learned so far about fusing glass together without stacking the pieces. Okay, so what does glass do in a kiln as it heats up? First, it will expand. A 12-inch length of glass will expand about 1/8 of an inch as it heats to the melting point, and then as it cools, it contracts back to its original length. That's the coefficient of expansion stuff. However, when it melts, the resultant surface tension of the liquid glass tries to pull into droplets, as you can see on the ends of this piece. The piece is about 1/8 of an inch shorter and much narrower. The melting started on the outside with the sharp, thin edges and then worked its way inwards. So let's use all this pushing and pulling. For 2 single-layer pieces of glass to fuse, they must be in contact when their edges hit the melting point. If they're touching to start with, expansion during heating will keep the pieces in contact. Once the pieces begin to melt, they tack. Then, as more of the glass melts, the 2 pieces try to form a droplet. A tug of war begins. Different shaped pieces perform this tug of war differently. Here are 5 observations. First, the outside edges of rounded shapes are the best for fusing. Sharp curves fuse more easily than flatter curves, and small pieces of glass fuse more easily than larger. Second, sharp points like triangles can pull away, as they have here. Third, the smaller the piece of glass that's placed against a larger piece, the better the fusion. Fourth, longer straight joints over 1/2 an inch will melt unevenly, creating holes. And finally, fifth, small straight joints up to about 1/2 an inch can be fused together as long as at least one corner on each piece terminates at the same place, or the 2 pieces meet symmetrically and the width of the combined pieces is roughly 1/2 an inch across. It gets more complicated when there are more than 2 pieces of glass. The early expansion part of the process can push pieces away from each other before edges can melt and fuse. As the orange pieces expanded here, they pushed outward against each other, leaving the blue piece with only one connection point at the time of melting. Here is another example of expansion. But it worked well in this case. This demonstrates that pieces must be laid out in such a manner that contact between them is maintained until they fuse. Think everything moving outward from its own center, pressing on the other pieces, with all the pieces maintaining contact during the expansion phase. This is what happened here. And here. Here are some examples of single-layer fusing utilizing what I've learned. Glass. What an amazing substance. Here are 54 1-inch circles. And here's the result. Hope you have some fun trying this. Love to see what you come up with. Thanks for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. Cheers!